My name is Miriam Otwe from the Spontino Events Planning Company. Most times, couples are carried away and they don't seem to know where to start from after they get engaged. So, if you want to know what you should do after your engagements, you might probably want to sit back and enjoy my video. Stay tuned. From the checklist after you see I do is to share your news personally to loved ones, as this will help them to prepare their minds towards your wedding. Yes, this is the first awareness that you need to create to enable them to fix themselves and arrange their pockets properly. If they need to spray all the dollars, they need to buy your ashrebi. Yes, if you don't inform them on time, they won't be able, or they might not be able to prepare as much as they want to. I hope you are getting the gist. So let's get to number two. Number two, you might need to create a wedding folder on your laptop, or you can buy a book with a biro. Yes, that's very affordable. It's very much affordable. And at this point, you might need to work with a wedding planner. Yes, to get this touch of professionalism, you need a wedding planner to ease your stress and to bring in other professional vendors to achieve the best and events of your dream, to achieve whatever dreams you have for your wedding or your events. Yes, it's very important. And number three, it's time to sit with your partner. Yeah, kind of very important. Very, very important. Number three is as important as any other thing in your wedding. Sitting with your partner. Yes. I think number three should have come before number two. Number three should have been number two. Yes, you need to sit with your partner at this point. After you say, yes, I'm going to marry you, I'm going to do this with you, I'm going to do forever with you. I think it's time for you, for the both of you, to sit down comfortably in your home and decide the kind of wedding you would love to have. Yes, a lot of persons have missed this stage, and I think I have it one of the checklists among the checklists. I think I don't know which number exactly, but I have it where I stated that you shouldn't carry the whole wedding dream in your head or by yourself. You need to involve your partner. So from number three, it's very important to sit with your partner to decide the kind of wedding you would love to have. Decide on your pockets and make conclusions on what you would like to do. You want to have just traditional wedding, or you want to have whatever, what's it called, a court wedding just for registry, or you want to decide whether you'll be using a hall or you'll be using a garden, or just any possible thing that you would like to discuss. The ambience you should be looking at, the number of guests to invite, the kind of food you will need to cook, or the kind of drinks you need to buy, the number of guests you need to invite, just an overview of how the wedding should look like. This is something you should sit back together and discuss before you make any further plans. Yes, before you make any further plans, choosing color together, every other thing that I have outlined here today. This is the basic check. This is a basic check. This is a basic check. I repeat, this is a basic check. If you don't discuss with your partner, it feels very disrespectful. If you go around doing all the events, all the planning yourself, you just feel like, I'm the man, I can buy this on my own, or I'm the woman, I'll be given the privilege, so I should do everything on my own. No, things like this can bring issues in wedding. It can bring issues in wedding planning. So it is very important to sit with your partner and decide what is necessary and what is not necessary. Okay, I think we're progressing. Number four, you decide on your wedding budgets. Yes, so while you are sitting together, it is very important to discuss your wedding budgets together while you are still seated. And it's always good to under budget, or you should discuss about, so I'm going to say this here. Discussing budgets and discussing what's it called, guest lists together at the same time. Now, why it's very important to discuss guest lists together and budgets is the number of guests you're expecting that will affect every other arrangements you are going to make. Number one, when it comes to food, the vendors, they are going to charge according to the number of guests you are expecting. So now, when it comes to budgeting, if you are going to budget for 50, if you're expecting 50 guests, which I know is not possible in Nigeria, if you're expecting 50 guests, you should add extra 50 to it. Or if you're expecting 100, you should add extra 100, which is making it 200. You plan for 200 guests while you invite just 100 guests. See how it works? Because your parents might be having a different vision for you especially in this part of Africa, where your mother will be giving 2 tickets to come to your event, and she will bring the entire community to your event. Like, what is going on here? Some parents are kind enough to prepare alongside with their children by making a different meal for their guests. As they're coming, they bring it together, they bring it alongside with them and to make sure their guests are comfortable. But while some parents, they don't care. All they know is that my daughter, my son is getting married. They come to the event and then they start causing issues, start fighting with the caterers or start fighting with other food vendors around, which is not supposed to be so. So I'm giving you a hint and you're going to thank me later. Always under budgets, always do under budgeting, always plan for miscellaneous, plan ahead of your what's it called, of your budgets. Yes, if you're budgeting for 100, like I said, you should add extra hundreds to it, because you never can tell what your African parent is going to do in your wedding. Like, it can be magical, so never be caught unaware. So yes, it's good to sit to your partner to decide what you will be needing for your events. It's going to be your day. You're supposed to enjoy it together. So whatever you're doing, you should do it together. And nothing should be left unsaid or undiscussed. Because I don't like a situation whereby something will come up and they'll be like, who ordered this thing to happen? They'll be like, I don't know, it's your wife. And your wife will be like, I had to. And you're like, oh, you didn't inform me. And then you start having disagreements because you didn't sit to plan together. So it's very important. I've seen a scenario where it kind of caused issues between both parties, both families, because one family said, let's do it like this, and the other family said, no, we're going to do it our way. It ended up bringing conflicts between both families. I know yours is not going to be like that because you are watching my video today. Discuss every details together. Thank you. So let's move ahead to the next number. After deciding budget, what next? Choose your wedding dates together. Yeah, yes. As you're sitting discussing your wedding, you should discuss dates together as well. Discussing dates together, you don't have to be in a hurry when choosing a date. You don't have to be in a hurry. It's your wedding after all, and you're just going to celebrate on a particular date, and afterwards it's going to be a lifetime commitment. I'm sure you wouldn't want to be in a hurry into something you're going to spend the rest of your life in. Yes, so get it clear and clean. So it is very important that you plan your wedding dates together and don't be in a hurry. Make sure you give yourself, make sure you give yourself enough time to plan and to put everything in order. So the next number we're going to be looking at is create a guest list together. We have said it to have an idea of the total number of guests to plan for. All right, number 7, you decide if you would hire a planner. Yes, decide if you're going to hire a planner and keep your values and ethics in mind when selecting wedding vendors. Get a planner. I advise you, but if you can't, you need to follow all the steps to enable you achieve the wedding of your dreams. And don't forget, keep all your ethics and values in mind when selecting vendors. Otherwise, you're going to end up in premium disappointments. If you don't have a dream, if you don't have a plan, if you don't have a value, people will formulate what you don't like and give it to you. So it's always best that you have your ethics and values to follow when planning your wedding. Yes, for example, people like their wedding in the garden, some like hall, some like team generally. Let's just say team. You follow your kind of your team, drop your team, choose a team for your wedding. Yes, choose a team. It's very important and follow it. So whatever you're doing, you're going to follow in line with your team. That is that for that. So our next number, what number are we? Oh gosh, number 9. Yes, book or inform your wedding officials on time. If you're going to use a church or you're going to invite your pastors or your imam to anywhere, you should invite them on time. You should inform them on time, so you won't have your wedding dates changed. If you give them a date that doesn't tally with their dates, it will definitely be changed and you won't be happy. So it's very important to inform your officials on time. Yes, so you won't get disappointed. Now the next number. Okay, get your photo shoot section on time and make sure not to shoot on tension period. I love this number. Number 13, it's my number. Get your photo shoots on time. Most times, man, if you don't take your photo shoots on time, if you don't have your photo shoots on time, you are going to end up in premium disappointment, because by the time you are into tension, and you must have spent so much money that your eyes are now as red as that of what I don't know. You will not like to get your pictures the way you will not like the way your pictures will turn out, because you're no longer yourself. The tension and the heat or the blows are now getting to you. Then you carry your eye and your bitter heart to the studio. So even if they are telling you strike a pose for love, strike a pose, a romantic pose, you will no longer be able to relate, because You will no longer be able to relate because your attention has been divided, because your mood has been changed, has been touched, has been dragged. So it's advisable you always go to the studio on time to take your pictures or book your photo sections if you want to do it in the studio or you want to do it as an outdoor shoot. It's very important. But whichever way, always do that on time while you're still very excited about your engagement. Always do it while you are still very much excited about your engagement. If you do it close to when you have already spent so much money on your wedding and they are dragging you to bring this one again, and you now go to the studio to go and take pictures, my dear, you may not enjoy your photo section. So it's best and advisable that you go to your studio, have your photo section for your pre-wedding on time as much as possible. Don't make it close to your wedding date. Always do that far before your wedding date. I advise you, and I say so. I stand on it. Okay, so the next number 14. Create your detailed weddings and book a hotel reservation. Make a reservation for your away friends. This is very important, man. I have been to weddings where um I felt devalued, like I felt less important. Yes. So if you have friends that are coming from far away, you should make arrangements for their welfare, make arrangements for their hospitality. It is very important. Always add it to your plan. So from your checklist, you can see that we're progressing. We're progressing. We're progressing. So now, number 14 is very important. If you don't welcome your guests well, they won't be happy with you. And at the end, you say like, "Oh, I blame myself for coming to your wedding." Imagine I had friends that had to travel all the way to my wedding, and then when they came, um, they were looking for space to sleep or whatever. Although they had space, but I wasn't too comfortable with the way the whole thing went down. And I know that there are some other weddings with this with similar experience. I know you must have experienced same too. You go to wedding and then after all the long travels, you lie down somewhere not comfortable for you. So wedding planners, soon to be wedded or soon to be married, please always plan for your away friends. It's very, very important. It's not easy traveling all the way and then getting to the place and then nothing to show for it. So please always add this to your plan. And the next number 15, create your detailed wedding reception event timeline with your planner. This is very important. Whatever you want to have, whatever you want to enjoy during your wedding reception, you should always plan it, create it, and make sure you rehearse for it. To some groom that doesn't know how to dance, they will not rehearsal. It's when the bride is finishing them in the reception, they start complaining. It's always good that you do rehearsals, whether you know how to dance or not. Just learn little tricks that could make your events. That's the best word I can use. That could make your events very eventful. You learn some skills, some steps, some moves, even with your hand or with your legs, however you want to do it. It's very important that you learn simple skills that will make your events enjoyable for you and your guests. So, okay, another thing you might want to do is to get your dresses, your ashwebi, everything sent out. Make sure everything has been sent out and make sure to check on your fashion designer every blessed day. In the morning, carry your phone, call. If you don't want to call, go there. If you cannot go there, send someone to them. Make sure to always check on them because some of them, their second name, their first name is disappointment. So, unless apart from some professional ones actually, but most of them, majority of them, they like disappointing, even if it's not their intention, but due to the stress and the job they have on ground, they tend to forget at times. And the kind of style you want them to make for you, the designs specifically you want them to make for you, some of them might just end up doing something different. So it's good that you always check up on them and remind them consistently of what you want to avoid the story that touches the heart. So let's move on to the next number. Okay, plan entertainment of guests, identification of special guests. Okay, this number is very important because by the time you are busy enjoying yourself and sitting in your chair, no guest will come to you and be like, "I'm hungry." No special invitee will come to you and be like, "Where's my souvenir?" You need to prepare every bit of souvenir. Any special guest, whoever you're expecting, you need to plan them, write their names, and give it to your planner. It's very important to have a planner so that he or she can oversee everything in your absence. However, you want your wedding to be, all you need to do is to tell your planner how it should be arranged. You sit with him or her before the wedding, before the event, and you plan together. Check your guest list and inform him or her about your special guests, how to identify them, and the souvenirs you're supposed to give to them. And mind you, some special guests, they don't eat when it comes to an event. So you might want to package their food, their gifts, package it and send it to their car, or give it to their bodyguard, or give it to their PA, and that is it. So it's very important to plan your guest list with your planner to make sure they are well taken care of before the event. Do you understand? All right, straight to the next, number 17, pre-booked treatments, pamper and bonding section. Now I'm going to sit on this number and elaborate more, because I have seen couples fighting over a wedding, over their own wedding. Wedding is supposed to be enjoyed, not endured. Wedding is for the both of you. Number one, to ease your stress, you have to plan according to your budget. Number two, you have to get or hire an event planner. And number three, you have to maintain your bonding section, which is where we are at, which is number 17. Book treatments through pampering section. You need to pamper yourself and bond together, because at that point when the event is getting closer and the whole place is getting choked up, you are meeting a lot of persons, you are seeing a lot of individuals, you are welcoming friends, you might get carried away. And love, one thing about love is communication. If there's no communication between two partners, I'm telling you, it might not work out well. You might say that, oh, it's my husband, it's my this, my boyfriend, or we've been together for a long time, we understand each other. Or when you don't communicate, something might be going wrong with the other person, and you might not be aware of. Yeah, so you need time for yourself. You need time for yourselves rather to go out. You can do spa, you can do lunch together. Just plan simple things you can do together to enable you have this relationship together that will promote your bond before your wedding. I've seen couples fight in their wedding. I've seen family bringing issues that will result to conflict during wedding. So if you bond well with your partner, you will be able to overcome. You'll be able to overcome conflicts when they come easily. Or if you're not of the same mind, you don't see the same things, you are not on the same page as a result of the too many activities going on around the both of you, you might not end up well, and your wedding might not come out the way you expect it. And number 18, the last but not the least, you can organize social time for all your friends. This is very important too. Number 18, like I said, it's not the least. Okay, to make all your friends feel important, and all your away friends all the way from, you understand, to make them feel important, it's very important too. If you can, maybe a few drinks together, you bring all of them to the same place and you drink, you talk, bring in good questions, or bring in fun activities that you can do together. Make sure they have the best time of their lives before they go back home. So we are almost coming to the end of this section, and let me give you a general advice. Wedding is between two people, not for one person. So it is very important that you take your time to plan and understand who you are getting married to before you think of proposing, or before you think of saying, yes, I do. So all of these things that I've stated is a matter of understanding. If you can do it together, if you can follow them, why not? Your wedding is certainly going to come out well. And just in case you find this video helpful and educating, you might want to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channels for more videos, and also invite your friends to watch, or your friends who might be getting married in a short time, or your family member who you feel will need this video. You can refer this video to them, and we'll keep in touch. We promise to make all our videos good and educating to you. Until next time, bye for now, and thanks for watching. Bye.